We often use a type of an armature in our floral designs. And an armature, basically all it is something that supports the flowers. And we often have decorative armatures, which is something that shows, or an armature that is a mechanical that doesn't show. So for this particular design, I wanted to show an armature that's kind of fun and interesting, but is also festive for Easter designs. And this is just using an egg carton. And this happens to be just one of those that holds, I think it's 1.5 dozen eggs. Or you can also use just an egg carton from 12 eggs and cut it apart to fit the top of your container. Here I have a cube, and then I've taken that carton and just cut it to fit the top of this cube. It sets right down on the inside of this. I've also added a few Easter eggs to that, just to kind of give us that look. And I wanted to use this then as my armature. So I want to start by adding just, I have a beautiful blooming curly willow, and I wanted just to tuck that down. If you've noticed, what I did with this is cut a few holes in the very bottom. Get that put down in it, there we go. So I just cut that little end off, so now I have 4 little holes in the very center of this that you can see. Let me just lift it up so you can see down to the inside. There's 4 little holes. And that's what's going to be where our insertion of the flowers go through. And it makes it very simple, because now I have a smaller space. It's not going to take a lot of product to fill all that up. So I wanted to add another little piece of curly willow. I love it when it just blooms and it gives us that fun. So we're going to use our spring tulips. Tulips are one of those flowers that you just want to let it grow out of the design. You don't want to inhibit it whatsoever, because it's tropic. It's going to grow towards the light no matter what you do. So basically you just kind of want to let it do that. There's really nothing you can stop it doing that. So just let them grow. It just makes it interesting. And an interesting story for your consumer also. All right. Stick a little bit of support there to get him to stand up straight. And use a little bit of pittosporum. There we go. And a little bit on that other side. Now, if you're worried that the carton might get a little damp, then you can always seal it up on the bottom with a little bit of super surface sealer, or you can use even glue on the bottom just to kind of cover that. So we're going to continue to add just a few flowers. I'm going to use my pittosporum just as my little support. And let's add some alstroemeria to this. Again, that hole is not very big, so I don't have to worry about adding a lot of product. And I think this time of year with spring flowers, it's really fun just to have some bright, colorful flowers that you can create. I want to give that one a little bit extra support, so I'm going to come back with some chrysanthemums, some button palms, and support you. So depending upon the size of the hole is going to vary according to how much support you need to give your flowers. So the more stems you add to that hole, of course, the more it's going to stand up and be straight and support everybody together. Let's add a few little mini corns to this too, just to kind of repeat that pink color down below. Draw our eyes down to the eggs that are in the carton, and this pulls our color palette down. One of the rules that I like to use is the fact that if I put color on one side, I like to put it on the opposite side also. And what that does, it does 4 balances all at once. It does color balance, it does physical balance, it does visual balance, and it also does texture balance, all by doing that. And with that effort, then you've got it all balanced out, creating dimension within your design. So it just makes it easy. Put it on one side, put it on the other. And then once those holes get too full, there we go, then it's time to stop. But I also want to add just a little bit of movement with this. I know I've got the curly willow in there too, but I also want to add just a little bit of bear grass, just to kind of put that in. Give it a little bit of movement, give it a little bit of life. Tuck that down into our carton format. And there we have a simple little design using an armature, which happens to be our egg crate, egg carton that we're using for Easter. So enjoy.